We're here at 2125 Wolfpack Way.
There's not one part of this house that you've probably seen before in another home. It's just incredible. You'll see all the different changes and all the different products, lighting, artwork, and really getting the owner's vision and dream into reality.
No more dreaming it. I'm here with Kevin from CKA Construction. So what do you say? Want to go inside?
Absolutely.
Let's go check it out. All right. So as the guests walk into this home,
and they get their drink.
They get their drink.
Yes.
And they walk right through.
Correct.
The entire home is built off of this exterior.
Where we come out to one of my favorite areas in the house.
I mean, I don't know where to look when you walk back here. I mean, there's
so
a
much. Lot to take in.
It's overload.
Every time I come and visit this house and I come see it, I actually come to the parties.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking.
So I want to kind of bring this back to when you were first brought on the job, when it was just an idea. The whole idea of this entire project was initially a remodel.
Correct. That was the original idea. The house, like we had talked about, it almost had this layout, the overall layout concept was there, right?
Right.
But when I came in, I started looking at what the owners wanted to accomplish and what they wanted to do. It was going to be too substantial of, removing walls. It was a wood frame structure. At that point, I recommended to the owners that we got to actually tear the house down.
And then when we're talking about that, ideas start flowing. Okay, we're building a custom home. We get to put whatever we want into this. The pool didn't start like this.
Yeah, that wasn't an original pool or original feature. Obviously, this was part of the development of the plan and development of the design, and the ideas just kind of kept flowing, and we ended up with this.
I've walked through a lot of homes. I have never seen a DJ booth, but not just any DJ booth. I mean, you know that they are here to entertain, to enjoy, but also there's an element of these homeowners that they really are doing it for other people.
So when we had, and I keep saying we, I mean, I feel like I'm
right.
I'm one of
part
the
of the
owners,
family,
I'm
right.
part of the family, right? So I'll refer to it as we, I'll refer to it as my house. But we bring on and we'll put a stage out here.
Okay.
That way we bring in an entertainer and they
All
have
right,
a big platform.
So bringing that back. So we got this pool that's raised, waterfall, glass edge, and we're talking about a stage that's going on top of the pool, on top of the water.
That is correct. So we have a crew come in, they set up a stage, they get in the pool, they start setting up scaffolding basically inside the pool for the stage, and that's our place where we can have the performer.
Talking about materials and everything that's used, I mean, trends, design elements. I mean,
the continuing of the wood fluted, slatted, flutes that we have on the rest of the ceilings, we put up even in the outdoor shower. So even that has it. And those, like the thing that you're looking at back there too, those are removable, the artwork. So we built a magnetic wall back there, and they'll get, prints of whatever artwork they want to do, and it gets swapped out for parties, it gets swapped out for mood, or just to change a different scenery.
This is the first, have you built one before?
Not an outdoor urinal on a single family house.
Take a look. I mean, this is,
it's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's amazing. I mean,
and
when
we
you
added
look
the
at it,
artwork
it's
on
just
the side.
another removable artwork. I mean, all of these elements of truly making sure that, design is carried through, functionality is carried through, but it's for people to enjoy. And there's those unexpected moments that you find in this home that really makes it special. All right, so what are we playing? Who's mixing?
Anything you want. This is your spot right here.
I mean, this is a good view. This might be the best view of the house. You see everything. You can basically see right through the house, through the windows. I mean, and the art that just glows inside.
And it's funny, it's like even some of the little things that we kind of, the owners, the whole team, I mean, everybody kind of thought about. It's like, all right, well, the DJ's out here, it gets hot, let's give them some fans too. So we got little individual fans.
Really thinking about everybody.
The bartender, and not to mention the fog machines that we have up here.
I mean, you got a swim-up bar.
Swim-up bar, refrigerator, ice makers. We got one over here. We got one in the storage. Can't run out of ice.
I mean, when we're going through this, obviously you use micro cement.
Micro cement, artificial turf. We've got a granite stone on the walls. Those are porcelain tiles on the steps. I mean, the lighting is just endless on the different types of lighting that we use, because we use obviously the landscape light, our normal LED strip lights,
right.
But then we use pixel lights as well, which creates that running effect that you see going throughout. That's how we created that. So that's like a software and a light that goes together and puts it, makes those, you can change the colors and you can make a pattern of it changing from red to blue and kind of continuous on a almost Disney World type of light.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of challenges that, you know, I heard the homeowners talking about, and even as far as setbacks and acquiring another piece of, you know, property.
Yeah,
and
I totally forgot
moving
about that.
lines.
And you're standing on propane tanks.
I'm standing on propane. You would have never known. And those are all the things that an experienced contractor, architect, builder, you know, that's what you have to think about over and over, not just the design, because the homeowners are thinking design, vision, imagination, everything. But you're thinking about the drainage, you're thinking about setbacks,
Right.
You're thinking about propane and all of those.
Right, where am I gonna put it? How am I gonna service it? You know, how am I gonna conceal just, you know, the access point for it? I mean, so yeah, I have to keep the aesthetics in mind, and I have an access point right there. That's a little lid that lifts up, and we blended it into the rest of the turf. My drainage, I have a drainage system going off onto this area, then connecting with drainage lines and linear drains underneath the artificial turf. So those are all the aesthetic parts, but it's also the functionality parts. Like, we
Right.
need drainage. We need to put the propane tank somewhere. So how do I make all that stuff kind of work, keep the aesthetics, and make the owners happy and create their vision?
And we were talking about, you know, the material that's brought into this outdoor kitchen. I mean,
And that's the same material that we have on the waterfall, on the infinity edge.
Right.
So we carried some of that same material on both sides.
and also the tile that
shower.
was used from the shower. And,
There was a lot of thought on like where all that stuff was going, how it was going.
and when we're talking about enjoying the elements outdoors, I mean, you even have, these are heaters or coolers?
These here are actually
chillers.
the air curtains.
They're air curtains.
An air curtain basically just blows air down. It's like a decent amount of air to create a invisible wall.
Right.
And that invisible wall will keep elements, bugs out from one side to the other. So on this one, if it's hot out, we're trying to keep the heat away, and not from coming in, and keep the cool inside.
Right. I noticed, I mean, you have the louvered pergolas here
Yeah,
as
the
well.
louvered pergolas are awesome. A lot of times you'll see these structures maybe on 4 or 6 different columns.
Right.
Here we incorporated it into the ceiling, so it is this continuous ceiling. We kept the same colors, like the black and the dark bronze black on each side, and kind of made it blend.
So question,
Yeah.
when there's a party, or if you were in this space, are you in the pool, or are you near the fire, or where are you?
I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere.
It doesn't matter. At the bar, wherever. They're all good spots.
I mean, stepping into the home, you know, immediately you see the terrazzo floors, you see the furniture, you see lighting, you see design element after element. It's, again, you know, this is all inspiration.
One of the cool things too is that's our original fireplace, the famous fireplace that was left here. So the whole house was completely gone.
Right.
And all we had was a fireplace sticking out in the middle of the lot. So you can just imagine the neighbors and stuff, people driving by and looking like, hey, are you gonna tear it down?
That's a nice fireplace, yeah.
So this was one of the big elements that the owners loved. A part of the original house. It was actually solid as can be. So we decided to kind of keep it and work around it, which also brought some challenges.
Right.
Because you got to think about layout wise. We have a little hallway over there, a hallway over here. So if your layout's wrong or
Right.
off, I mean, it could really mess up the whole interior, the layout of the interior of the house, and it not fit properly or not get squared with our beams and everything that kind of follows from it. So that was a big challenge that we really had to make sure that we knew where the location of the fireplace was and then how we built off of it. So we actually used this almost as our set point, and
Right.
then we started squaring everything off of the fireplace.
When you look up to the ceiling, it's like a cathedral style ceiling with, the beams.
The
and,
beams, yeah.
Yeah, you have all the lighting and all these different elements. I mean,
And also introducing the lighting, but also the
Right.
mechanical requirements. So,
Right.
the HVAC, we put linear diffusers everywhere.
Right.
Conceal those, make them look as minimal as possible, but you have them on the sides, and we have one continuous going all the way around the hallway. For the sound and audio, we
Right.
also have those things that are all concealed, all invisible speakers for the majority of the house. Our subwoofer is right up there in that little piece.
Right.
So all that stuff had to be put in the ceilings, thought about. And when you start really running this much wire, this much duct work, those spaces start feeling really tight and
yeah.
small. With all the artwork that was going into this house, I mean, that's one of the owner's passions was artwork, and their vision was to display their artwork properly. So there was a lot of discussion on where is this artwork going to go? How's it going to go? What's going to light it up? How is it going to be controlled? Are we going to have it on an individual circuit, on an individual switch? Because some of the artwork pieces we do have on just an individual switch, or individual lighting circuit, such as like that piece and things like that. So there's a lot of that went into thought too. Is like, how does it all get wired?
Right. Even have a window in the house right here.
Yeah.
I mean, but what we learned from the homeowner is that there's history behind it, and they didn't even know the history until they moved in.
That's correct. So that window, it's a two-way mirror actually.
Okay.
And the whole story behind that two-way mirror was, I guess the original owner would have conduct business deals here,
Right.
and he would use that to kind of spy on the business transaction and see what was going on.
That's funny.
So the owners wanted to keep certain elements, like try to
Watching
be
his back.
Yeah. And the owners wanted to keep certain elements to
Right.
be as original and kind of
So how do we get in the space behind there?
through the secret wall. So over here we have a door. And it
Oh,
just
wow.
pushes open.
And again, a urinal.
A urinal.
I mean, oh wow, smart toilet too.
Yeah, smart
Everything's
toilet
going
as
up.
well.
It's turning on. But this is amazing. And when we're looking out there, I mean, entertaining everything. If you have to use the restroom, you don't have to miss any of the party.
That was one of the funny things that we also would talk about. And then, so to kind of implement little things like that, it's like, all right, well, it's a two-way mirror, so we have to shine some light on it. So we have actually an occupancy sensor. So as soon as that occupancy sensor, you walk in here, that automatically turns on.
Oh wow.
So that
Creates
gives
a
you the
reflection
privacy.
on the other side.
Correct.
Yeah. And even, I mean, the wallpaper, everything that you guys. But also, I mean,
I saw like the ceilings, how we do
every room I walk into, it's like a new detail that you're realizing is.
And they're all knife edge too
Yeah.
on the drywall. We're here in the kitchen. Again, comfort, custom. During the design, the fireplace, again, the element that was staying here, that dictated certain walls.
Right.
So that's what created this one angle. It's like, all right, what do you do with it now? How do you incorporate it into the house and make it look cool and make it function?
Exactly, and I'm looking at the design and all of these details and these different elements, how it's carried throughout, even into the range stove and
The rose gold.
the rose gold is everywhere, but it's carried through all of the cabinetry elements to the handles, all the hardware to the stove, and even the sink is beautiful.
And even touches on the cabinets. So
Right.
we added some rose gold there as well.
I mean, even things that people see. You have the pot filler. I mean, the stove is beautiful. That's a feature piece of it.
Killer, isn't it?
It's amazing.
And it's actually like a limited edition one.
Oh, really?
There was they got their plaque right there. They only did
Oh, wow.
110 of them, and this is
wow.
number 30.
So they just obviously they saw it, swept
Saw
it up.
and right away they bought
Yeah,
it.
that's
We had it
amazing.
in a storage for 2 years, really.
That's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
And then over here, it looks like this is where they'll eat
and work.
and do everything. I mean, all the functionality. And this is a huge dining table.
It's neat, huh?
And all the windows. I mean, this is that big bay window right in the middle.
Even that piece of the chandelier there, that one has rose gold in it as well.
Oh, wow.
So we
Oh,
kept like
yeah.
the same color elements.
That's amazing.
The knife edge up on
The
top.
black and yeah.
So when they do entertainment, all the TVs are hooked up with the cameras that are outside.
Okay.
Right? And sometimes we
Oh,
also
there's some
have,
fixed cameras outside.
there is a fixed cameras, like the security cameras and also some kind of
Entertainment,
entertainment
yeah,
cameras.
right.
And then we've also had a professional videographer come in. When we do that, we're able to set them up and sync all the TVs to display what's going on through his
That's
camera.
amazing.
So if you're inside, you're not missing the show. This is their garage / catering bar.
Okay.
And like I told you before, this opens up to the outside and guests can come up here and grab their drink. They usually have 2 bartenders serving this back area. And
And this is a commercial sink. I mean, this is
sink,
made for entertaining. I mean, making it easy for the catering, for bartenders, for everything to have their space. I mean,
even the washer and dryer back here, we put in a separate washer and
wow.
dryer. So as the towels are coming in for the catering and whatever, the tablecloths and stuff like that, they're being tossed in right away. This area is a gym / office / green room. So this is really, storage, more shoes. This is where more of the collection is. A little gym aspect, a little gym area.
Right.
And again, it's storage for them. This is their costume room. This is where when they have the parties, they'll have the entertainer come up here.
Okay.
Gives them a place to hang out. They'll put some catered food and things like that, and that's their makeup area. Also, one of the owners works from home partially, so he actually has his office space right over there.
That's the elevator door. I love how it doesn't look like an elevator door.
Again, hide it, make it look like a normal, you would think it's a closet door or something like that.
This is an amazing space. It's incredible. Just like, and then you have the racks for all of the
Correct. So we have all our electric racks for the smart house, the TV components, and then down that side we have more electrical racks and true electrical panels.
Amazing.
Again, remember that grand entrance over here. I want to start with the slab over here that we got for the backlit walls, the backlit awnings. So we grabbed 4 slabs, put them together and cut them to have that, let's call it a butterfly effect in that location. Cool powder room we did.
Using that similar door from the elevator.
Correct, the elevator and other parts of the house.
TV. Greeting me.
Here we did a cool thing too. Custom stainless steel top. And then we have the Dyson air dryer,
commercial grade.
Commercial grade, yeah. Think about the party aspect, right? So a way to kind of keep people from going to other areas of the house that you don't want to.
Right.
You have a door, which is covered by artwork.
Wow.
And you pop it up.
That's amazing.
This is the Hardrock room.
Yeah.
So owners, again, artwork, music, entertaining, the passion. This is their collection of pictures, guitars, music memorabilia. I believe all of it's autographed.
That's amazing. This is impressive.
Right.
It's like, history of entertainment. And literally they're bringing entertainment to life throughout every single room of this entire house. Like, this is a fun house.
It is. Look at all the way to the bed linen.
Right.
The Studio 54.
It's amazing. This is incredible. You have Josh again.
Hey, Josh.
All the components going right into this, amazing bathroom here. And I love how all the showers, there's no step.
Correct.
It's all flush with the floor.
Another cool little thing that this was the owner's idea, so I can't take credit for it. He's like, I'd really like to be able to kind of find the bathroom and shower and stuff like that in the dark. So he's like, can we add glow in the dark rocks into the
There's glow in the dark rocks there?
So only in this area, that kind of starting from the bed, it sprinkles in and gets real bright into the.
Well, that eliminates the need to have lights or anything. Yeah, exactly. It's a path right into the bathroom.
Yeah. So again, cool little fun things as well.
And we have all of our friends.
Here they all are.
Freedom.
So this is bringing us into the master bedroom. And again, customization everywhere. As I told you, one of their passions are their dogs.
Right.
So we created a cubby section for their different dogs to sleep and create a little home for them.
Right.
We've created a ramp out of plexiglass so the dogs can get up and get into bed with the owners.
No, it's amazing. So it's really, truly part of the lifestyle here.
Yes, 100%.
Everywhere you look, but it's done so tastefully, with all of the little cubbies and having, truly the dogs worked into the design of the home, the lifestyle of the home. Because basically this home is living, it's breathing. There's a lot that went into this.
Yeah.
And again, even talking about the diffusers, that's a long diffuser.
Correct, yeah. And actually even talking to one of my subcontractors, in the hallway, we had that linear diffuser that goes all the way around, right? So what I wanted to do there is, because we have a light channel that goes as well. So I was like, all right, well, if we have that light channel that's going this 100-foot hallway, I'm gonna do the linear diffuser that way as well. My vendor was like, you're crazy. We've never done a 100-foot linear diffuser, not even commercial space. And we're like, no, well, that's what I want. Let's do it. It's gonna look cool. I told the owners, they're like, go for it, Kevin. It sounds like a great idea.
I assume that's a custom.
That was a very, very. And then the nice thing too on this project was the owners allowed me to kind of make some of those decisions and bring those ideas to them, and they were like, yeah, go for it. So it kind of kept me excited in the project. So basically the owners want obviously their privacy, but also want to be able to see out, look at the water, look at, you know, the rest of the house.
I mean, this is an incredible view. I mean, they're seeing the fire, the water. I mean, their entertainment space.
Correct. So definitely with the smart glass, it was the way to go for it.
And looking at this, so I've never seen this before. So what do we have here?
That's Josh AI.
Josh.
So that's Josh.
All right.
So basically, you speak to Josh and can do light functions. Same as it's part of the smart house. You know, part of the smart home technology.
So this syncs to the brains of the home.
Syncs to the brains of the home. We customize a door for the dogs so that the closet can be open, but we have a little doggy.
That's awesome. And then this is also a sliding door here as well.
Correct. That's the rest of the door. So we have that piece, and then your actual door when you want the full privacy.
This is a big master closet.
It is.
And a lot of shoes.
And a lot of shoes. One of the owners really, really enjoys his shoes.
Wow.
So, and this is just part of his collection. A lot of discussion went into this room. A lot of discussion on how to lay it out, how the shoes are going to be displayed, what type of lights we're going to have in here.
Wow.
There was quite a bit of thought I would never think would go into designing a closet. And here it did have it. Well, so it was cool. It was really neat discussions and challenges. And then when I finally saw the shoes come out of the boxes and get put up, I was like, all right, I get it. Even this corner element, we wanted to display kind of his favorite shoes.
Okay.
So instead of all the other shoe racks or closets, you know, just have the glass with the black type of doors. This one we did it, no frame on it, so we added like almost like a frameless shower enclosure type of product, but added those for that corner to really display the shoes fully.
And again, I mean, I love is this a marble as well?
This is a marble, correct.
It's like a honed finish?
Yep, it's a honed, almost a little bit of gritty aspect.
Yep.
So it's, you know, so you're not slipping all over the place after the shower. Because this is the master bathroom.
Right. And this is the infamous tub.
This is the infamous tub.
Yeah.
It is a concrete tub. We had a company out of state manufacture it. We basically had all the component elements sourced out and put in, from even all the jets.
Yeah.
I had to find someone to match the color. Well, they don't make it in the titanium color that we have for the rest of the plumbing fixtures, so I had to have that custom done. I have basically a pool pump on the outside and a reservoir tank so that we can do the infinity edge. As the water fills up, you fill it up all the way. If you see it overflows and will drop down to one little linear slit that goes on the rail.
That's amazing.
That was one of the big challenges, is that this tub, there's certain parts in the motor aspect and things like that have to be accessible.
Right.
So how do I put that? I have some actually in this closet over here. I have some in the exterior. The reservoir tank for the overflow has to be below a certain height.
Right.
So all this stuff kind of came into play when designing and coming up with this.
It's amazing. And again, you know, you have the TV and all of the mirrors in every bathroom throughout the home.
Correct, has a TV.
Wow, it's amazing. And I mean, the little elements that you don't realize when you're thinking about construction, no one's thinking about, you know, the linear vents or anything like that, but just how it works into the design and the knife edge. I mean, those elements are things that, you know, you hope that you're working with somebody that has worked around that type of design. And actually
that's the laundry.
This is laundry, but also
one of the laundries.
It's also a safe room.
That is.
That you guys, yeah.
Correct.
So does it start here all the way to the master?
So the master, we did do all construction of block. This would be, let's call it our safest room, and this was a true panic room.
Okay.
These doors,
This door?
both this door and that door, if you close them, they have ballistic panels on them.
Okay.
And there is a panic button on your left.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as you hit that, it engages certain locks that additional locks that actually go into the frame.
Okay.
As well.
That's amazing. This is quite.
And we couldn't forget the doggies. So the doggies have an access from the bedroom all the way through and to the other side.
Wait, I see some turf over there.
Now this is the first I've ever seen. This is a legitimate dog run.
This is the first dog run that I've ever done as well.
Probably not the last after this.
So the owners, I get a call one evening, and they say, hey, Kevin, part of the house. And we had a little dog run shown.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting to the fact that we would take this. And the owners tell me, all right, well, there's certain stuff that we want to have. We want to put the artificial turf. I'm like, all right, no problem. Put a little bit of a slope.
Right.
I found some, I have a grid of tiles underneath here that the water can kind of go in throughout. And then they're like, well, how can we wash the artificial turf automatically?
Right.
So kind of a little bit of brainstorming. We actually added body sprays or shower heads all on the sides of the wall, about, 8-9 inches above the floor, and hooked it up with an automated system. And so you hit a button, they all turn on and start spraying down the
That's
water.
amazing. I'm going to sit next
So you
to
have the
this guy.
comfort.
Yeah, exactly. What are we watching? So, I mean, when you look at this, I mean,
There's
obviously,
a lot to tell you about this
There's a
movie,
lot. But when you're designing a theater, there's a lot of different elements that you have to take into account.
Yeah, and we really got in deep on this theater aspect. So, from the simple stuff, let's start with all the curtains, the blackout curtains on the walls, close off the windows over there. They're also sound acoustical ones.
Right.
All of our drywall that we put in was acoustical drywall. Then we get into our ceiling components. Our ceiling and our back wall are all like a wave wall with acoustic foam inserted on those. The speakers, in the majority of the part, are concealed in a lot of the areas. There's some on the front next to the TV where are more exposed. And then, again, we stay with the acoustic aspect. So all the material we had to put in here was acoustic.
Right.
But it also had to be cool.
No.
So the owner and I, and actually the company that was helping us out with the theater, we found this product up on the top, and it's like these square pegs and blocks that are installed. Now, that's normally installed on a square ceiling. Here we have it on a radius ceiling.
Right.
So we had to cut these on a radius, which was a pretty big challenge, not damage the finish. So we retrofitted a lot of stuff here.
That's amazing.
The ceiling panels, the lighter wood ones, those are actually supposed to be installed only on walls. That's how they're designed. They're like a cleat system.
Right.
Again, the owners were like, and we all thought, hey, it's gonna look really cool if we have it on the wall and on the ceiling. So let's figure out how to do that. So we took it apart, kind of constructed certain aspects to be able to install it up on the ceiling. So after we had finally come up with ways to do the ceiling, the owner says, hey, I'd really like to have little crystal lights in there.
After the fact.
After the fact.
Right.
So we said, okay, let's figure out what we can do here. So we found a system of fiber optic lights,
Right.
dropped all those panels back down, like dropped them 12, 16 inches so we can work, drilled the blocks from the underneath side, inserted the fiber optic through the top, and then plugged the light in.
This is amazing. Do they charge admission to come in?
I'll find out for you.
Right.
I'll get you a discount.
Seriously. So walking through the home, I mean, we saw detail after vision, after inspiration, and all to reality. But it all came back to the fact that the homeowners wanted to keep the architecture, the historical significance, the home that they initially fell in love with.
That's correct, yes. I mean, from the driveway to even the landscape layout and the general types of plants and trees that were here, we basically reproduced it again.
Absolutely.
Our brick, this was one of the things that was one of the big challenges, was this brick on these walls. This brick I had to get separate molds done, reproduce them, figure out how many I need, how many molds to do, bring that all back in reality. And these are what the original bricks on the house were made.
Because these bricks were discontinued. There was no way to find them.
We searched everywhere. Yeah. I mean, we were looking everywhere, calling manufacturers all over the U.S. and could not find anybody who had those bricks. And we were willing to bring them in from wherever.
Right.
And that's when we had to actually manufacture them.
I haven't seen a glass awning structure.
And especially spanning out 4 feet overhang.
Right.
So,
in South Florida, hurricanes, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yep, that was another challenge. Found a company that actually produced them in Italy that could take the structural support, have the hurricane requirements, and again, research, finding subs who are willing to take on challenges, and even getting these pieces of glass is not easy. Getting it up.
And then talking about the landscape, I mean, from the plants to the car. I mean, there's no grass out here.
No,
I
we got
mean,
some on the right of way, or not even.
Right. No, it's minimal, but it all just looks so perfect. But this is similar plants that were here
Similar
originally.
plants that were here originally. Little ads on and stuff like that, personal touches. But this is pretty much kind of the layout. We had, a little retaining wall and holding the plants up a little bit higher. The designers did a really good job on the, landscape layout as well. And we have a lot of landscape lighting.
Right.
One of the big elements, especially right now, this time of night, time of evening, it's
beautiful.
perfect. Yeah.
No, it
and
does
we
get
lit up the trees and all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool.
I'm sure the neighbors love it.
Oh, they
Drive by, they see this. I mean, it's incredible.
While I
It's
was working
inspiring.
here, I always got was asked all the time, like, what is this? Is this the original house? How,
Right.
When did this happen? What, is it still a house? Is it a bar? Is it a restaurant?
Right. Seriously, I mean, it could be. I mean,
yeah.
location and everything. I can't imagine what the conversations were that you had with the homeowners to really bring this to life, because you literally took ideas, and I'm sure they were even testing you, like, Kevin, he's gonna say no to this, and then you find out a way to do it. So it's like pushing the envelope and really designing and building a home for the homeowners is absolutely incredible. And thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So for all of you, if you want to see more, you have to check out Kevin and his team at CKA Construction. Go to their website. Where can we find that? What's the best way to contact you?
You can call the office. I'll be happy to get in touch with you, or look at our website, ckaconstruction.com, and we'll get in touch with you and help you out with whatever we can.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Thank you.